Once you've edited your movie, it might be very nice to add a title. And Photoshop allows you to do that very simply. I'm going to stretch my timeline, and I want to have a background color that goes throughout the whole movie. Normally black is the default, but to be safe, I'm going to create a layer underneath the video group that is black. That way, at the beginning and at the end, I can have that black throughout, so I can fade in the text that is the title and do a "the end" at the end. In order to accomplish this, I'm going to click to the right of Video Group 1 and create a new video group, and I'll name it in my Layers panel by double-clicking in the middle of Video Group 2. This will be called Black. And I'm going to drag that underneath all of the videos. And that rearranges the stacking order in the timeline. Once it's underneath everything, I will choose Layer, New Fill Layer, and Solid Color, and name it Black. And I'll click in the lower right or lower left corner to get black. And I'll click OK. So the black is playing underneath my edited video. I only want this to play for about 2 seconds, so I'm grabbing the end and dragging it down to 2. Now I can click on the first clip, hold down Shift, click on the last clip, and simply grab these over until they start at 2 or 2 seconds. And I'm ready to do my title. The title I'm going to have go above the color correction layer. So if I click on Color CX, I can go to the right and add another new video group called Text. I'll double-click in my Layers panel to name it Text. Once it's named, on my Type tool, I'm going to make sure that I have default colors of black and white, and that white is my foreground color. And I'll hit T for horizontal type. I've already set a pretty big size, but you could double-click here and type 135 for the point size, and feel free to use any of your own fonts. I'm also going to center the text before I click to put the type in. And I'll click once and type Computer Graphics. Press Return or Enter for a new line. Explained by a 4-year-old. Now, although I hit Center, Photoshop doesn't automatically center to your video or to your photo. In order to get this perfectly centered, I'll have to change tools. But to make sure that I'm not just spacing today and typing something wrong, I always run Edit, Check Spelling. I feel like the web is littered with typos because people don't remember that very important last step. So now I'm happy with the text. I know it's spelled right. I'll go to my Move tool. And on the Move tool, I'm going to first click the Vector Images 1 layer. Now the reason I'm clicking Vector Images 1 is because I need a layer with real pixels in order to center this type to that layer. So once I'm there, I can hold down my Command key or Control on Windows and click once on Computer Graphics, the type layer. Now in my Options bar, I can align the vertical centers and align the horizontal centers, and they're perfectly centered. I'll click back on the type layer, and I'm going to shorten this to play also for 2 seconds. But I will do a fade transition so the text fades out. So I'll click my transitions. I prefer fade with black, and I'll drag it down. I'm at the beginning of my timeline. 1 second is good, so I will hit play.
Computer images.
And I hit stop. Now in order to have the beginning have this title and the end say the end, I'm going to pull my black layer so it exists the whole length of the movie. And this is the end. It said 1813, I believe. There we go. And I'll just add roughly 2 seconds. There we go. So I'm at 2013. So if I were to play from here, let's say, I could double click where I see the frames per second up at the top, and my playhead will come to that spot. And I could click play.
Stars. Vector images are made up from points.
So the black is playing the entire time. So I'm in good shape here. So what I'm going to do is move to the end of this and now add to my text layer. I'll click on my text layer. I'll click my type tool and click anywhere in my video and type the end. Now you may be curious where that went. I know it went to the text video layer, but it went directly after my beginning or title sequence text. Before I finish this up, I'll go ahead and shorten this to 2 seconds. And I'm looking at duration. There we go. 2 seconds. And I'll click it and drag it all the way to the end. Excellent. So if I were to double click up here where I see my frames, I can hit play.
Points.
And the end popped up really quickly. So let's add a transition. Fade with black. I'll drag and drop it here. Scrub back in the timeline a little bit and hit play.
Points.
There we go. So this has been adding a title sequence and a the end sequence to everything. I hope you get out there and make some of your own movies with the incredibly easy video editing tools in Photoshop.